Hey, it's been a while since I've done anything with commentary, hasn't it? How have you all been? I figured I'd try something a little different this year. I wanted to do this last year, but I never got the time or the chance to do it. So, I just wanted to talk about all of the new games that I've played in 2024. I'll give a rundown on all of the new games that I've played. Nothing super descriptive, just I figured this could be kind of fun. So, without further ado, yeah, let me get this started. So, the first new game that I got to play in 2024 was Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I had a choice of either playing this game or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which would come out a little bit after Relink, but I decided to go with Relink instead. Relink is an action RPG, and I gotta say, I had a lot of fun with it. And truthfully, for me personally, it was going to be my pick for Game of the Year. And I'm not talking about the Game Awards, I'm just talking personal preference for 2024 games. But the epilogue is what killed it for me. The main storyline, the story, the characters, the gameplay, all of it, and the music too. It's all really good, but I don't know, just the epilogue felt really grindy for me, and I got the game on PlayStation, so if I wanted to go online to get help with these quests, I would need to buy the stupid PlayStation Plus subscription thing so I could play games online, and yeah, no thanks, so I just had to do this. I had to play the entire game and the epilogue solo with AI partners. The AI partners are pretty good, it's just the grinding is something that I was not fond of. And I would have to grind to level up certain other characters to catch up with my main party characters, so that way I could handle the harder quests. I don't know. It's a good game, it's just I'm not a huge fan of the epilogue. I did think about streaming the game or doing a playthrough of it on my channel at one point, but nah. By the time I had reached the epilogue, I was just like, no thanks. And once I did finish the epilogue eventually, I would go online and do other quests with players online. Gotta say, I love Id. I don't want to spoil much, but he's probably my favorite character in all of Grand Blue Fantasy as a whole. Next to Lowain, obviously. Lowain will always be the one true MVP for me. But Id is really good too. I really liked him. But yeah, no, I like Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Even with the gripes I do have, I still like the game. Alright, next up is Tekken 8. Tekken, I've always wanted to try a Tekken game, but I was always a little bit overwhelmed with just how much there was in previous Tekken games. So I figured, you know what, Tekken 8, it's coming out, and they have brand new stuff, so on and so forth. This might be the first Tekken game that I ever play, and sure enough, I get it. I main Devil Jin, and I started playing a little bit after Eddie first came out. Gotta say, I really liked Tekken 8 at first. I liked the gameplay, but just after a while, yeah, I can see why people are not a big fan of Tekken 8, especially when compared to previous Tekken titles. The heat system, I'm not really a huge fan of it. I'm also not a huge fan of the egregious monetization. or the fact that there's a premium battle pass. Also, the whole Heihachi stage debacle. Just, yeah, that's not good. Would have been nicer if Bandai was a bit more clear that the stage would be sold separately and not as part of the season pass or what have you. Plenty of other channels have covered all that way better than I ever could. I'm just kind of glossing over it. I played the PC version, and I stopped playing a little while after I tried Ranked. And, yeah, I would play mostly with, mutuals. I did try Eddie as well. He's really fun. No, I did not mash 3 with Eddie. I would actually try to do a little bit more than that. It's, yeah, I don't know. Tekken 8, a lot of people don't really like it. It's kind of fallen off for me. And I can only hope that things will get better. Hopefully. Though I'm not really holding my breath on that. Who knows, only time will tell, I suppose. Next game is High on Life. Yeah, that one game with Justin Roiland doing the haha funny Morty voice for the gun. Surprisingly, I really liked High on Life. It was a pretty fun single-player first-person shooter. And you have all these wacky guns you can use, and they each do their own thing and whatnot. And I know Rick and Morty humor is not always gonna land with everybody. Of course, humor is subjective, but me personally, the comedy, it stuck with me. I watch a lot of Rick and Morty. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with this game, honestly. I did not get the High on Knife DLC, I just played the main story. I was also thinking about streaming this game or doing a playthrough of it, but I decided against it. But, I don't know, not every game I play needs to have a playthrough on my channel, I suppose, you know? Just, yeah. I hope they make a sequel to High on Life, but who knows? Cause the level design, the gameplay, the gunplay, everything about it was just nice. And I don't know, it was definitely a nice surprise for me. Oh, and don't worry, I'll give just like a, oh yeah, I should probably say whether I really did enjoy these 3 games mentioned, even though I did for Relink, but yeah. Relink, I liked it, yeah. Tekken 8, not really. I did not really like it. High on Life, I liked it. You could tell how, unscripted and unprofessional this all is. Hooba dooba. Alright, 4th new game that I got to try in 2024 was, Overwatch 2. I'm gonna keep it real with you here. I was not looking forward to trying this. I did a live stream of me trying Overwatch 2 for the first time, and I had my friend Munchie598 on with me. Yeah, this game was not it for me. I am not that into hero shooters. My history with shooter games, at least at the time, basically comes down to Team Fortress 2, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo Infinite, Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005, Star Wars Battlefront EA 2015, and Original Doom from 1990s. Oh yeah, and Fortnite, though I've always wanted to try Half-Life, and Half-Life 2. And I do have those in my Steam library, but that's besides the point. Going back onto Overwatch, yeah, rip the PvE stuff, the story content just being completely dropped. I was not really a big fan of that. I don't know, just actually playing the game, a game that's a lot more focused on stuff like special abilities and ultimates. I don't know, it did not really stick with me. None of the characters really jived well with me, and yeah, that's most likely just skill issue. It's day one, dude, just play a little bit longer. I did like Soldier 76 though. He was kinda fun. Also, as a new player, there were heroes that I had to unlock, which I was not a big fan of. Overwatch 2 also has some pretty overly priced skins and premium battle pass stuff that I'm not really that into, and I remember that new heroes would be locked behind the premium battle pass, but then would be made unlockable after that battle pass was over. And correct me if I'm wrong on all this stuff. Just, I'm trying to remember as much as I can. I apologize. Did I at least have fun? Kind of, sometimes. They say anything is better with friends, but I don't know, I did not really find Overwatch 2 that enjoyable for me. And this is not me being a TF2 player going Overwatch 2 bad. Or just Overwatch in general bad, TF2 good. I wanted to give this game a fair shot, but I was just not feeling it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to Overwatch 2. And I know there's a 6v6 test going on, at least at the time of this recording. They're gonna add 6v6. Cool, I guess, but not really enough for me to want to go back to it, I suppose. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Overwatch 2. Just really does not seem like anything good is going for that game. Yeah, did not really like it. Apologies. Anywho, moving on. Fifth game. Doom plus Doom 2. This was a surprise, honestly. Somehow, I managed to get the game for free. I guess it's because I owned Doom and Doom 2 on my PlayStation. And gotta say, I love Doom, the first Doom. I have not played Doom 2 yet. But I did get to play No Rest for the Living. And whoa, that was actually a lot of fun. It's short, yeah, but it's really enjoyable. The only downside to No Rest for the Living, though, I feel was level 8. Kind of underwhelming for what's supposed to be the final stage and have the final boss. And that's the only stage in level 8 is the only level in No Rest for the Living where you can get the backpack. So really made you feel like, oh, well, you finally earned the right to use the backpack, but it's only at the last level. And it's mostly just imps and a cyber demon. Other than that, I have not played Legacy of Rust yet, though I would love to. I hear Master Levels is not good, but maybe I'll try it someday out of just sheer curiosity, along with all the other stuff that's in Doom plus Doom 2. But yeah, that's Doom and No Rest for the Living is pretty much the extent of what I've played. I know that Plutonia and Evolution are also on Doom plus Doom 2, and you can download community-made mods on it as well, which that's cool. Honestly, yeah, I like it. Bethesda, id Software, they keep on hitting with Doom, and I like it. Sixth game. Can this one even really count the 2XKO Alpha Lab? Still technically 2XKO? For me, I used to really like tag team fighting games, but 2XKO, it's my first tag team fighting game in quite a while, because I stopped playing DBFC and BB Tag regularly for a few years now. And going into 2XKO, it's kind of fun. I like Braum and, what's his name? Darius the most. I did try a little bit of Ari, but I'm afraid Braum and Darius really stuck out to me the most, and I had the most fun with them. When the game comes out fully, next year I believe, is when it fully comes out, I'll definitely give it another shot. I would love to play this with my mutuals. And Console Warrior, if you're watching this, I know you and I have thrown around the idea of doing a collab for us playing Twixt KO together as a team. I'd still be down for that if you are. Just don't be surprised if I only pick Braum. But yeah, I gotta say, the assists, the fuse select in Twixt KO, the characters, it's all pretty solid. I like it. I can't wait to see where it all goes. I can only hope for the best, that it'll be really good. So yeah, so far I liked it. The next new game that I played was LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. For those of you who don't know, I grew up playing LEGO Star Wars, the video game, and the original trilogy. I absolutely love those games to death, and I was very much looking forward to playing Skywalker Saga. Especially after I finished playing LEGO Star Wars 3, the Xbox 360 one. So, when I finally got my hands on the Skywalker Saga, I gotta say, I was a little bit disappointed. I wasn't expecting something on par with the original LEGO Star Wars titles. Yeah, there were only 5 chapters per episode instead of 6. It all felt just a little bit rushed. The humor is pretty good. I am pretty happy that they got the Clone Wars actors to reprise the roles for the prequel characters. And goddamn, episode 3, Anakin Skywalker just gets a school desk at the when he's with the other Jedi at the Jedi Council, and he has coloring books, and when Order 66 happens, Anakin just draws in crayon on the side of the Jedi Temple, "Sand is for losers." Yeah, no, but in all seriousness, the gameplay, it's fine. It's LEGO. It's still LEGO. I had fun with it, kind of. I just wish there was a little bit more to do in the story levels, because it all just felt like it went by a little bit too quickly. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. That's just a me thing, probably. The open world stuff I kind of ignored for the most part. I gotta say though, playing Skywalker Saga kind of made me like the sequels a little bit. Just a little bit. The space combat was probably a highlight for me. I don't know, I've always enjoyed space combat in Star Wars video games, and Skywalker Saga, it's pretty good. I liked it. Despite my gripes, I do like the level design, the puzzles are pretty good, and the combat is also pretty good. Other than that, yeah, no, just I really wish there was a bit more to do story level such, other than just going into free play, finding all the mini kits, getting True Jedi, all that. I could go into the open world and try to 100% the game, but nah, I think I'm good. I do like the game though. I don't want to make it seem like I'm nitpicking or just being an asshole about it. Yeah, I like LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Just, I don't know, I probably should have set my expectations a little bit lower. That's the best way I can put it. Okay, the next game is Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Now, I have played the original Doki Doki Literature Club, and I saw that when I was still on when I still had PlayStation Plus, one of the free games for a month was, hey, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus is on here. And I decided, you know what, sure, I'll get it, I'll see what's new. But yeah, it's still Doki Doki Literature Club, but with some extra side stories added for the other characters without the main character involved, which I liked them. I know this isn't really super thrilling, and this is my first time doing a video like this, so apologies. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, and I've been meaning to try more visual novel style games. I know the game is supposed to be a psychological horror game, but it didn't scare me at all, and that's not me trying to act tough. It's just, I don't get scared easily. Sorry. I might stream that game someday. Not entirely sure. We'll see. Figure it could be interesting to stream. Next game is Sonic X Shadow Generations. This was the really important game that I was looking forward to this year. When I heard that Sonic Generations was getting a remaster, I initially thought that, wow, they're remastering the 20-year anniversary game? Okay. Sure, why not? But then, turns out Shadow is getting his own game alongside it. That made me way more interested in it, though I still wanted to go in with zero expectations. And then more and more and more hype kept being built up for this game. I finally play it, and I do a live stream of all of Shadow Generations. I gotta say, Shadow Generations might be the best boost formula Sonic game ever. The Sonic Generations portion of it is still Sonic Generations, but they changed the script a little bit, and I'm not really that fond of it, I guess. I don't know, when I've grown up with Sonic Generations from 2011, and I'm so used to everything that happens in that game. Yeah, the script changes kind of threw me for a loop a little bit, but it's still Sonic Generations. It's just now you have a drop dash, though for classic Sonic it's in his skill set and you can remove it, but modern Sonic always has the drop dash and cannot be removed. So anytime I would try to jump and do the little air dash instead of a homing attack, if I held jump too long, then I would get a drop dash, and that kind of threw me for another loop whenever I would play Sonic Generations and Sonic X Shadow Generations. Though, I got used to it eventually. Shadow Generations, oh, I love it so much. Shadow having Chaos Control and Chaos Spear is pretty helpful. Plus, having all the Doom powers to use. Not to mention the really nicely done level design, good music, the boss fights are all hits. The story in Shadow Generations is pretty good. I don't know, it's just, I really liked it. I really enjoyed all of Shadow Generations. I know this makes me sound like a Sonic shill, but trust me, I'm not. And I do not like the Sonic community whatsoever. Yeah, just Sonic X Shadow Generations, really good game, and it took my Game of the Year spot over Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Other than that, yeah, no. Good game, I liked it. Second to last new game that I played in 2024. This one I wasn't really expecting myself to play. It was Guilty Gear. Yes, the first Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear The Missing Link. I had seen quite a few videos talking about how bad it is, and how not well thought out the game was. I play it for myself, and yep, it is indeed a kusoge. It would take too long for me to go over everything that's in this game when you could just go to Dust Loop and check out all the stuff that's available that they cover for Guilty Gear The Missing Link. I did finish arcade mode, I unlocked Testament, Justice, and Biken. I did try to learn a few combos in Guilty Gear The Missing Link. I know Soul Bad Guy has the 66k OTG Infinite, but it's not true because you can just tech out of it. One interesting thing that I do want to bring up about Guilty Gear The Missing Link is Testament cannot tech at all unless you do a glitch to enable teching for them. I will say, I do like how the characters play. Soul Bad Guy and Milia Rage stick out to me the most. I don't really know what else I was expecting going into Missing Link. Other than, yeah, old game, it's gonna have some jank to it, but there's kind of a little bit of fun in the jank, if that makes sense. Also, listening to these old Guilty Gear songs, they slap. Yeah, no, did I enjoy it? Kind of. I would say in between I did and I did not enjoy it. I don't know, I'm just neutral on it. I definitely would like to try out some more old fighting games, but Guilty Gear The Missing Link, I don't think I would really recommend it unless you just want to mess around and see where Guilty Gear got its start. Finishing off the last new game that I played in 2024, this was another game that I was not expecting myself to play. Marvel Rivals, and yeah, just, quite a while after playing Overwatch 2 for the first time, I play Marvel Rivals. I had no real expectations for this game, or even really any interest at first, but once I finally got to play it in December 5th, I gotta say, it's a lot more fun than Overwatch 2. The main thing I really like about Marvel Rivals over Overwatch 2 has to be the team-up mechanic. The team-up mechanic in Marvel Rivals is pretty cool. In Marvel Rivals, I would only play Squirrel Girl and Punisher. Those two characters have some pretty handy team-ups that they can do. Like for Squirrel Girl, her team-up is with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man gives Squirrel Girl a web bomb that she can use. I'm not really much of a hero shooter kind of player. My main shooter of choice is Team Fortress 2, but I gotta say, playing Marvel Rivals, it felt a lot more enjoyable compared to Overwatch 2. I know that's a very lukewarm way of putting it, just you would probably expect a little more, but that's the best I can really think of. I'm not much of a reviewer, unfortunately, but I know what I like. I like Marvel Rivals, and I don't know, Team Fortress 2 will still be my main shooting game of choice, but I might find myself going back to Marvel Rivals every now and then. We'll see. I am curious to know what other characters are going to be added to the game, and unlike Overwatch 2, with Marvel Rivals, all new characters added to Marvel Rivals will be free. Every character is free in Marvel Rivals. And that's already a very nice incentive for me to want to play Marvel Rivals more than Overwatch 2. As for the monetization in Marvel Rivals, it's just premium battle pass and skins for the heroes and villains, so I'm not a huge fan of premium battle passes and what have you, but at least I don't have to spend money or grind my ass off to unlock new characters in Marvel Rivals. Yay. So yeah, no, I like Marvel Rivals, I really do. I gotta say, it was a nice last new game of 2024 that I got to try. So yeah, I guess just to give my final brief impressions of all the games listed. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, I liked it. Tekken 8, did not like. High on Life, I liked. Overwatch 2, did not like. Doom plus Doom 2, I did like. 2XKO, I did like. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, I liked. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, I liked. Sonic X Shadow Generations, I very much liked. Guilty Gear The Missing Link, neutral on it. I don't hate it, I don't really like it either. Marvel Rivals, yeah, I liked. I know this video was kind of all over the place, and majority have probably already clicked off by now, which is perfectly okay. But yeah, I figure I might try something like this again next year, not entirely sure. As for the other games that I played in 2024 that are not new to me, and I replay, they are Team Fortress 2, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 5, what else? Oh yeah, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, DNF Duel, Dragon Ball Fighters, Sonic Frontiers as well, I did also play Sonic Superstars and Sonic Lost World. I played Guilty Gear XX Accent Core plus R, a little bit of BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, The Lord of the Rings Gollum, and Multiverses, and Fortnite, of course. If there's one thing that's as constant in this world as taxes, is Fortnite. But thank you for your time. I hope you all have a good rest of the year 2024, and hopefully 2025 will be much better. Take care, everybody, and have a good one.